Okie doke, it's Kevin here with another video for IELTS9PRO. So this is introduction number 59. Not too bad, quite a lot. So we've got a two-part question: causes and effects and solution. So childhood obesity is becoming a serious problem in many countries. Explain the main causes and effects of this problem and suggest some possible solutions. So what can we do for a paraphrase, because that's what comes first. Sentence 1, paraphrase, restate the topic. Now, I've seen quite a lot of people trying to paraphrase this like overweightness in children and blah. It doesn't work. Childhood obesity or obese children. Now, you don't have to paraphrase every single word. There's nothing wrong with using obesity. You know, there's some words that don't quite work. I mean, you can say overweight children, but that's an adjective. Obesity is a noun. So, childhood obesity, the obesity of children, it depends how you use it as to what form, as to what function it fulfills in a part of a sentence. But still, obesity. Some people are saying overweightness in children, fat children, and other combinations of that which don't quite work. So, if it isn't broke, don't fix it. Childhood obesity, obese children. In many countries, in many parts of the world, around the world, somebody put a multitude of countries. A multitude? What? Are we in biblical times? A serious problem. The problem of is serious. I mean, serious, I don't really know what you could change it to. Really, nothing wrong with, you could maybe, the seriousness of the problem, you could maybe change the word form, but as I say, you don't have to change every word. Now, how are we going to address this? Well, the main causes, sedentary lifestyle, kids playing games, that's what lots of people talk about. Overconsumption. So the main causes, I think most people here, including my own introduction, talk about kids not being active and eating a load of not very healthy food, we should say. What's this going to do? Well, the main effect is going to be shorter lifestyle and lead them to be obese as adults. What's the solution? Well, parental control. Kids don't go to the supermarket, parents do. So if parents don't buy crap, kids can't eat it. So not too difficult, that one, is it? You know what I mean? So the structure, intro, paragraph 1, causes main effect, paragraph 2, the main solution. Now we say the main because you can put more in, but you're aiming for around about 300 words or just under. 12 sentences, maybe 13, maybe 14 at the most. You're not going to get any extra points for adding extra details. What they want is a clear central topic to your paragraph. So keep that in mind and you'll be fine. So, introduction. The problem of obese children, instead of childhood obesity, is becoming increasingly serious in many parts of the world. It is argued that a sedentary lifestyle and overconsumption of fast food are the main causes of this, and the effects will be a shorter lifespan as adults. This essay will also show that parental control is a possible answer to this problem. You can maybe make it a little bit shorter, maybe a bit more concise, but that's essentially it. So you've answered restated the topic, obese children, answered cause, effect, a solution. So let's see what you have done. Now, nowadays, a multitude, you mean many, a multitude? Encounter. Now, encounter what? They're walking down the street and they happen to encounter some overweight children. That's not the same thing, is it? What's it say in the topic is becoming, so it's an ongoing issue, serious problem in many countries. So they're not encountering overweight children. They're not walking down the street and, oh, there's some fat kids. That's not what it means at all. Which is considered as a severe phenomenon. Can you have a severe phenomenon? it's a major issue, but a severe phenomenon that's not doesn't quite work. It's not very natural. One way to get a high score, which somebody was asking about in the group on Telegram, you must be natural. It must be as a native would write it. Like it or not, that's the best way to get a high score. So now, these next two sentences tell me nothing. In this essay, I will answer the questions as I've been instructed to do, and I will give some answers to the questions. What does that mean? This essay will discuss two major causes, which are, and three significant effects, why 2 and 3, seems quite a lot. How many words were you planning to actually write here? Meanwhile, substantial solutions are noted. Well, you don't need to note them, you need to tell me. So these two sentences tell the reader nothing. With no idea what your main ideas are, except that there are some causes and you will talk about something. So that is useless as an introduction. Obesity in young children, comparative, more serious issue than. So it's the more than, less than comparative structure, right? Now a more serious, I'll just highlight on that. So more serious issue than before in a lot of countries. This problem is because children are surrounded, so that needs to be changed, with a lot of false information about healthy food or unhealthy food. There are some steps that need to be taken to alleviate the effects of this issue on children, such as being unsociable and inactive, by eliminating and restricting the information they receive. Okay, that's better, I suppose. You could be a little more direct, but okay, that answers the questions. Many countries experience obesity of young generation, of the younger generation, as a severe problem. So that doesn't really work as a paraphrase. It's not very natural. This is because of sedentary lifestyle and eating junk food, leading to deadly diseases, which are what? However, some solutions, such as a healthy diet and doing exercise, to tackle this problem. That's okay. That could be a little more natural, shall we say, but it answers the question. Let's see what else. Today, a large number of nations, well, as I say, many, you can say many. A large number of nations, which means what? And many nations are faced with a serious issue of obesity in children. This is probably because of the increasing intake of, so watch that word order, junk food by children. Tendency of them as a possessive. Why not simply say their? Use a possessive pronoun. Their tendency to play indoor games, which can be alleviated by persuading them to eat more healthy food or healthier food, if we're doing it correctly as a comparative, the healthier food, and do outdoor physical activities. Okay, so not too bad. Today, the danger of overweightness, not even a real word, in children is becoming exacerbated. Now, this is an illustration of what I keep trying to explain to you every week. Paraphrasing that doesn't paraphrase, or that's not natural, or it works in some situations and contexts, but not in these. So, the danger of overweightness, obesity, or childhood obesity is increasing in some nations, or it's not just some, it's many. So again, that's not quite right. Now, last sentence, it's like the one a couple of introductions ago, tells me nothing. While there are major causes and consequences for this appalling trend, which are, some measures can be taken into account, which are to harness or at least mitigate it. So, tells me nothing. Tells the reader nothing. Oh, so there's some causes and consequences. Well, we know that. We want you to tell us what they are and what the answer is. Okay. Concerns about childhood obesity are growing in most countries. Okay, that's good. Many, most not quite the same. It's kind of many, because most means almost all, and many doesn't mean almost all. But, it's close enough. In my opinion, this is mainly due to them, referring to the children, or to children, either put the noun or the pronoun, due to children or due to them leading inactive lifestyles, as well as having unhealthy diets, which, relative pronoun, will make children more prone to other diseases. Maybe you could have said what they might be. Parents should alleviate these effects by encouraging their offspring to exercise and to eat nutritious meals. Okay. In many countries, childhood fatness. Obesity is becoming a serious issue. In my opinion, this may be caused by word order. Advertising goods that have high levels of fat and sugar, and the solution could be, missed the preposition, to encourage children to eat healthy foods. Okay. These days in most countries, most again not the same as many. Most means almost all, many means quite a lot, so it's not quite the same thing. More and more children have become obese. Oh, good. Okay. Which is a major concern. Now, makes a great concern, not very natural, which is a major concern among people and governments. I think the major reason, or the big, now, I know it says major there, but that's just to, because it's better than makes a great concern. I think the major reason, or the most compelling reason, you could change it, would be great inclination, or tendency, we don't usually use that, would be the inclination or tendency of youngsters to play indoor games, which could be altered or which could be rectified. If something's wrong, you rectify it. Alter means simply to change. By establishing safe and free outdoor playing areas by the government, or by the government establishing safe and free outdoor playing areas, or by the establishment of safe and free outdoor playing areas by the government. So that needs a slight reworking there. These days, children are facing obesity-related issues in many countries. Now, communities, I changed it because a community is not necessarily the same as a country. You can have a Jewish community, you could have a Sikh community, you could have an Italian, not necessarily the same as a country. Now, with respect to the rationale behind this, well, you don't need that. Simply say the reason is, with respect to rationale behind this, or simply, get to the point. Leading a sedentary lifestyle brought about by technological advances, not advancements, appears to be the main contributory factor. So you don't need that at all, which adversely impacts the health, not health state, the health of the youngsters now and later in life. Now, you'd have to explain in the rest of the essay what that adverse impact was later in life. Introducing some now I wasn't sure about this, training contents. I'm not sure what I mean contents. That means what is inside something. So I'm not really sure what that means. Some training encouraging pupils to take up more regular exercise seems to be the appropriate remedy or way to tackle this problem. Okay. Obesity among children has become of great concern in many countries. Now that's pretty good. Nothing omitted there. Many is not most. Obesity among children. So you can change the word order, as you can see. That's good. The cause of this issue, in my view, generally stems from the modern lifestyle imposing unhealthy diets. Well, modern lifestyle doesn't necessarily impose anything. It's imposing unhealthy diets, accompanied with sedentary activities such as video games. The solution may lay in having control over what nutrition the children receive, or what food they eat, and also occupying them with highly energy-consuming activities. Okay, so that's not too bad. I wouldn't phrase it in that way, but still, that's pretty good. So, in general then, not too bad. The main thing I want you to take away here is avoid empty sentences. In this essay, I will answer the questions which I have been asked by giving reasons and solutions or some kind of nonsense such as that. That's a waste of words. Empty sentence. You're wasting words. Don't say, in this essay, I will do as I've been told to do, and I will give you reasons because you want reason A. Simply tell me where the essay is going. So no empty sentences. Don't do it. We don't want it. And what's your paraphrasing? Many is not most, or most is not many, vice versa. Be careful how you paraphrase. Communities, not countries, not the same thing. Many, not the same as most. So you've got to make sure that the paraphrases that you use are appropriate and interchangeable for the context. If not, as we've seen in some of the examples, change the word form, obese, as an adjective. So instead of obesity, make it obese. Obese children as an adjective instead of obesity in. Children, you can do that. Children becoming obese, that works too. Okay, instead of fatness and overweightness, which aren't really words. So, watch your empty sentences. Make sure your paraphrasing accurately reflects what you're trying to paraphrase. And if you can do that, you'll be fine. Right, so that's pretty good. I'll leave that introduction there, and I'll see you next time for number 60.